Bears fans, wake up. We have a complete offensive line emergency less than 24 hours before the biggest game of the year. The coaching staff is reportedly pulling the trigger on a massive, risky gamble, kicking All-Pro guard Joe Thuney out to left tackle to save Caleb Williams from the Rams' pass rush. Is this a stroke of tactical genius by Ben Johnson, or is this a desperate panic move that is going to cost us the season? What is going on, Bears Kingdom? We are right here on the doorstep of the divisional round. It is do-or-die time. Tomorrow afternoon, Soldier Field, Bears vs. Rams with a trip to the NFC Championship on the line. I know you are nervous. I know you are excited. We have the Bills and Broncos battling it out. We have the Niners and Seahawks tonight. But let's be real. Our eyes are locked on that 3 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. This is the moment we have been waiting for all year, and the tension is absolutely through the roof. Before we dive into this breaking news that is absolutely shaking up Bears Twitter right now, do me a huge favor. If you want the Bears to smash the Rams and keep this magical season alive, hit that thumbs up button right now. And if you are new here, smash that subscribe button. We are pushing hard for 154,000 subscribers before kickoff, and I know we can get there with your help. Okay, let's get right into the fire. We woke up this Saturday expecting a quiet day of mental prep, maybe checking the injury report one last time, but instead, we got a chaotic report that changes everything. Brad Biggs dropped the news about an hour ago, and Adam Johns confirmed it just before I started recording. The Chicago Bears are planning to start Joe Thuney at left tackle tomorrow against the Rams. Yes, you heard that right. Not Theo Benedict. Not Braxton Jones coming off injury. Joe Thuney, our Pro Bowl left guard, is sliding out to the island to protect Caleb Williams' blind side. This is a monumental shift. It sounds like the plan is to slide Thuney over and then plug in either Jordan McFadden or the rookie Luke Newman at left guard to fill the void. I have to ask you, when you hear news like this the day before a playoff game, does it make you feel confident that the coaches are adapting, or does it make you terrified that they are panicking? Because this is not a standard adjustment. This is a break glass in case of emergency move. Let's peel back the layers on why Ben Johnson and offensive line coach Dan Roushar are doing this. We all know the rookie sensation Ozzie Trapilo is out for the season. That was a gut punch that we are still recovering from. Most of us, myself included, assumed Theo Benedict was the next man up. He has been the swing tackle. But let's be honest with each other, Theo has clear limitations. We saw him against the Lions in Week 18, and it wasn't pretty. In pass protection, he looked overwhelmed, and the more snaps he played, the more the defense started to expose his footwork. It seems the coaching staff looked at the tape, looked at the matchup against this ferocious Rams defensive front, and decided they simply cannot trust Benedict on an island in a playoff game. They are clearly terrified of what Jared Verse, the Rams' star pass rusher, would do to a backup tackle who struggles with speed. So, they turned to the veteran. The steady hand? Joe Thuney. Now, this is not completely foreign territory for him. If you go back to his days with the Kansas City Chiefs, he started 6 games at left tackle, including a playoff run. He has been there before. But we have to be realistic about what that looked like. I went back and dug into the numbers from that stint with the Chiefs because we need to know what we are getting into. Was he elite? No. Was he a disaster? Also no. He was serviceable. In the Super Bowl that year against the Eagles, the pass rush did expose him a bit. He graded out around a 65 overall on PFF during that stretch. He didn't have those elite 80-plus grades he posts at guard, but he generally kept the quarterback upright. This season, Thuney has been a monster at guard for us. His pass blocking grade is sitting at a stellar 88.6. He has been a brick wall. Moving him to tackle is asking him to trade an elite performance inside for hopefully a good enough performance outside. This entire decision comes down to one name, Jared Verse. The Rams' defensive end is a power rusher. He is a bull rush specialist. This actually plays into Thuney's strength. Thuney isn't the longest tackle in the world, and he doesn't have the quickest feet compared to elite tackles, but he is incredibly strong and has a phenomenal anchor. If First tries to go through him, Thuney can sit down and stop him. If we had stuck with Theo Benedict or tried to rush back Braxton Jones, who hasn't practiced in pads since September, Verse likely would have walked them right back into Caleb's lap. Think about that for a second. Braxton Jones hasn't taken a hit since September 28th against the Raiders. You cannot throw a guy into a playoff game cold like that. It would be negligent. So, logically, I understand the move. You put your best 5 linemen on the field, even if they are out of position. But here is the scary part, and this is what we need to talk about. By moving Thuney, you are creating a new hole at left guard. You fix one problem and potentially create another. The report says Jordan McFadden is likely getting the start at guard, with Luke Newman as an option. McFadden has been a fascinating story this year. He didn't make the initial 53-man roster, fought his way back via the practice squad, and now he is likely starting in the divisional round? That is a Cinderella story, but is it a safe bet? He had a great preseason, and the team clearly likes his versatility. But playing in the preseason is different from blocking in the playoffs when the intensity is cranked up to 11. However, if McFadden is sandwiched between Joe Thuney at tackle and Drew Dalman at center, he has help. He is not on an island. That is the key calculation here. The coaches would rather have a weakness at guard, where Caleb can see the pressure and escape, than a weakness at left tackle, where he gets hit from behind and fumbles. A blindside hit is the single most dangerous play in football for a quarterback. If Thuney can just be average at left tackle, it gives Caleb a fighting chance. This leads me to the big discussion point for today, and I want every single one of you to weigh in on this. This is the biggest tactical decision of the season. Do you agree with moving Joe Thuney to left tackle for this game? I want you to go down to the comments section right now. Type Y for yes, it is the smart move to protect the blind side. Type N for no, keep him at guard and trust the backups. I am honestly torn, but I am leaning yes simply because we cannot let Caleb Williams get destroyed. Let's talk a bit more about the guys stepping in, Jordan McFadden and Luke Newman. It is interesting that they are leaning toward McFadden over Newman. Newman got some reps earlier in the year when Jonah Jackson went down, and he looked decent in about 25 snaps. He held his own. But McFadden must be showing something special in practice. Remember, the Bears actually tried to trade McFadden before roster cuts because they thought he had value. Nobody bit, so they cut him, stashed him, and brought him back. That shows resilience. He is a dog, as the players say. He is scrappy. In a playoff game, sometimes you just need a guy who is going to fight for every inch, and McFadden fits that mold. And let's not forget, we still have a solid core elsewhere. Drew Dalman has been worth every penny at center. Tevin Jenkins, if healthy, or whoever is on the right side needs to lock it down. The offensive line is a unit. If Thuney can communicate well from the tackle spot, this group might actually gel better than we think. Credit to the coaching staff for keeping this quiet. We didn't hear a whisper of this all week. They practiced it in secret. That tells me they have been plotting this specifically for the Rams. This isn't a panic move made yesterday. This is a calculated ambush. They want the Rams to prepare for Benedict and then be surprised when they see an All-Pro standing there. But if this backfires, oh boy. If Thuney gets speed rushed around the edge and McFadden gets bull rushed into Caleb's lap, the criticism will be loud. You are taking your best lineman out of his best spot. It is the classic robbing Peter to pay Paul scenario. But in the NFL playoffs, fortune favors the bold. I would rather go down swinging with my best player protecting the quarterback than watch a backup get abused for 4 quarters. Before we wrap up, we need to touch on a few other roster housekeeping items that could impact this game. The Bears elevated a tight end from the practice squad for this matchup. This is crucial because I guarantee you we are going to see a lot of chipping on the edge. Even with Thuney out there, they aren't going to leave him completely alone. Expect the tight ends to give the defensive end a nudge on their way out into routes to help slow down that pass rush. On the Rams side, they have also made some moves, elevating linebacker Elias Neal and safety Tanner Ingle from their practice squad. These are mostly depth moves, but in a physical game like this, special teams and depth matter more than people realize. This is it, folks. The chess match has begun before the ball is even kicked off. Joe Thuney at left tackle. It sounds crazy, but it might just be the move that saves the season. If he holds up, and Caleb has time to throw to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, we are going to the NFC Championship. I want you to visualize it. Thuney locking down the edge. Caleb stepping up. The crowd at Soldier Field going absolutely berserk. We have to believe in the adjustments. We have to trust the staff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on a Saturday. I know the nerves are high, but we are in this together. Make sure you are subscribed because we will be live immediately after the game tomorrow to break down every single play, win or lose. Let me know your score predictions in the comments as well. Can the Bears pull this off with a shuffled offensive line? I think they can. Bear down, stay safe, enjoy the games tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the big one. Peace.